Good morning and assalamu alaikum, respected parents. This is Muhammad Hassnain. I'm head of ICT and Computer Science Department at GFM. Today's webinar is about the information and communication technology subject, which we are offering to your child in year 10 and 11. Why this webinar? I'm doing this because I received many questions to the children and to the email from the parents that what is this subject, because this is a newly introduced subject at GFM. So the parents are asking these questions that what is this subject, and is this different from the computer science, or and through which board we are offering this subject. So that's why I'm doing this webinar, and I'll try to answer all these questions in this, but still you think that your question is not answered in this webinar, so please you can write me an email, which is in the PowerPoint, which I'm just going to share with you right now. So yes, initially the plan was that we were offering this subject to the Edexcel board, but then later I joined GFM, and I actually highly recommend CIE, because at CI your child can have a better chance to achieve to their full potential, and they can score high because of the uh, scheme of work and scheme of plan they provide. So I because I have almost 16-year plus experience to teach this subject, so that's why I recommended that. Okay, so why this subject is different from the computer science, and what's the basic difference is because the computer science subject is about the computer itself. The computer science subject is about the computer infrastructure. The computer science subject is computer programming and how to create and design the applications. But ICT is the how efficiently we use those applications which are designed by the computer scientists. So how efficiently in your lives, in your day-to-day operations, at your offices, at your home, at your school, and how efficiently you use those applications. That is ICT, and that's the main difference between these subjects. So let me take you to the PowerPoint through which I will explain that what this subject is and how many exams your child will appear in, how many exams, and what are they testing in that exams, what are the assessment objectives, and if your child take ICT at IGCSE, then AISA levels, and then which careers he can take in the future. So all this is in this webinar. So let me take you to the. Okay, so let's know the curriculum. This is Cambridge Assessment International Education. It's known as CIE, and Cambridge IGCSE and Information and Communication Technology is our subject name, and 0417 is the code for our subject. So it's usually known as ICT 0417. So this is the subject name. And why we have chosen this syllabus through the Cambridge board, because this syllabus is encourage students to be confident, and to be, they are very much confident to apply their knowledge, and they are confident to collaborate with others. They are confident to be safe, and to not only to save yourself, but they provide safety to others as well. E-safety we are talking about. And then this course encourages them to be very innovative. This course encourages them to get the skills of problem solving skills, and and then make them very much social responsible. So how to behave in the society when you are using computers or internet or communication technology. So this is all we have in this curriculum. And that's why we are taking the information as CIE. What this ICT aims actually is it aims you to students to understand the basic components of computer and their application in different ICT systems. It also produces the skills to analyze, design, implement, test, and evaluate the ICT systems. It's also produces skills to understand the impact of current and new systems, technologies, and it produces the skills and ability to recognize and the potential risks when you are using the ICT, as I talk about the e-safety or other safety. So these are the aims on which this course is based. And so, I mean, it's highly extensive. It's a wonderful course. Why? Because it's covering each and every aspect of the life where we are using the technology nowadays. Okay, so next is the how so how many papers your ICT will be having. So there will be 3 papers, paper 1, paper 2, and paper 3. So paper 1 is the written paper, which will be 1 hour, 30 minutes paper, and its marks will be 80, and its weightage is 40%. So the question will be based on section 1 to 21. That means the whole book, all the units are included in this paper. So they can ask you anywhere, any question from anywhere from chapter number 1 to chapter number 21. So this is, and all question will be compulsory questions. They have to answer all the questions. What is a 40% weightage mean? That means the total weightage of the written paper is 40%, while the practical weightage is 60%. So paper 1 is written. Now we are going to the paper 2. Paper 2 is a practical, which will be the student will be tested on the document production, databases, and the presentations. These 3 skills. What? Document production, presentation, and the databases. They will test these 3 skills in paper 2. And again, it will be 2 hours and 15 minutes paper, and 30% is the weightage, and 70 marks it contains. So this will be assessing the practical skills, as I told you, chapter number 17, 18, and 19. So these are 3 chapters for the paper 2. So paper 1, chapter number 1 till 21, and paper 2 is chapter number 17, particularly chapter number 17, 18, and 19. So they will test them. Now we talk about the paper 3, which will be spreadsheet and website authoring. This is the only 2 topics are there, and it will be again 2 hours 15 minutes paper, 70 marks, 30% weightage. So 30% paper 3, 30% paper 2, that will make 60%, and the 40% is the paper 1. So 3 paper, your child will be appearing in these 3 papers. And what are the chapters? These are chapter number 20 and 21. So 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. These are the practical units. And chapter number 1 till 16 are the written chapters. So from which the written paper will be coming. So that is these are the 3 papers. Okay, so now we talk about the grading. The grading is basically it's A star to G. The highest is A star. It depends upon what is the threshold, grading threshold, but usually you can say that from 85 to 90%. If your child gets, then he will be A star, then A, and then B, and then C, and then goes on. But our target is that everyone should be between A star to B. So this is our target for this year, that we'll be trying to achieve the A star to B for everyone. Next is assessment objective. So, I mean, when they will be taking these exams, what they are going to test in these exams. So these are the assessment objectives. So in paper 1, the assessment objective AO1 and AO3, they will be testing AO1 and AO3, in which this in this they will try to see that how your child recall and how well he communicate or she communicate the knowledge and understanding of the ICT. That is assessment objective 1. I repeat, in this assessment objective, they will test your child that how well they recall and communicate. Communicate means how well they write on the paper for the knowledge and their knowledge and understanding of ICT. So when I say communicate means writing, that is very much important, because, and that's why from the day one I am giving them the papers, past papers questions on which they are learning that how to write the answer. And I'll always prefer that they write through their pen and pencils, so they can learn that how to write the answers, how to use the space. So that is very much important. So they test them that how well they recall and how well they communicate. This is the assessment objective 1. Then in the paper 1, the assessment objective 3. So in paper 1, assessment objective 1 and assessment objective AO3 comes. So in AO3, they see that the knowledge which they have gained, how well they analyze and evaluate that knowledge, and they present that, and they can conclude the information and the knowledge. And conclusion means that they will give their own conclusion that, okay, the point A is this, point B is this, but in my point of view, this should be concluded like this. So that the conclusion, they will give their own conclusions. So analyze, evaluate. So recall, communicate, analyze, and evaluate. These are in the paper 1. And then the paper 2, assessment objective 2, is paper 2 and 3, that is applying their knowledge and to produce ICT based solutions, like in spreadsheet or in database or in web authoring or other softwares. They will produce their own solutions. So that is called the assessment objective 2. This is just written paper 1, practical paper 1, and practical paper 2. That means practical paper 1, practical paper 2, that is actually the paper 2 and 3. So these are the sample question papers. It's just, I just wanted to show you that these are the sample questions which your students will be doing. Okay, the next is that if your child take the ICT at IGCSE levels, then they take this SLIP course at AS and A levels, then what are the future prospects for them? So all over the world, all universities they appreciate if your child's mark sheets are having ICT or computer science on it, because they, everywhere there is ICT or the computer science. So no job, no study is possible without ICT and computer science. So they appreciate if your child's mark sheet is having ICT or computer science subject on it. So that one point is that one, that if your child is having, if even is his or her major is not the ICT or computer science, but they still appreciate that you are doing the ICT in computer science. So it's helpful in getting admission in your own major subjects, number 1. Number 2, that there are many fields in future if you do the bachelor's and after that you go to the market for the job hunting. So you will find data analyst, privacy coordinators, computer information system analysts, web marketing managers, and digital strategists, information security, information assurance analysts, and many more jobs out there. So, and they are, by the way, very highly paid jobs. So you can take any field and excel in that one. One more question the parents are asking that when this exam will happen. Yes, your child is now in year 10, so your child will be appearing in exam in 2023. May, June 2023 will be the external board exam. But yes, during that, we will be taking in-house exams, internal exams, end of the term exam and end of the year exams. Then we will be, in next year, we will be taking their pre-mocks and mock exam. So, and to prepare them for the final exam. But for, because this exam is known as the May-June exam, so May-June 2023, but for the ICT exam happens actually in April. So in April 2023, the practical will be, they will conduct the practicals at in the month of April, and then in month of May or June they will be having their written paper, which is one paper. So two papers will be in April first week or April last week. So usually it's happening in the first week or the last week. So we have to keep in mind that the exam is not May, June. The exam is in April while you're planning their exams. Yeah, so yes, thank you very much. This is all what I wanted to share with you. If you still have any question which you think is not answered in this webinar, please email me and I'll answer you. And I'm sure that this will be very helpful. And we are working hard. Your child are, they are picking up, and hopefully we are aiming a very high score in this exams. Thank you very much again, and see you all